Foyle Search and Rescue was set up in 1993. Sadly, in the 18 months prior to that, there were 28 people lost their life to the River Foyle. A local man called Billy Gary lost his brother, and they searched up and down the banks for something like 16 days, I think, until they found him. And they realised that there was a need for a search and rescue organisation, and that was the start of Foyle Search and Rescue. Our own role is suicide prevention as well as search and rescue. I'm a member of the emergency response team, and we're responsible for call-outs. Any time of our day we're on call, we carry a pager. Our response time is 7 minutes, and that is from our place of work or from our homes. We have prevented over 3,000 suicides over 25 years. Sadly, I think it's around 140 remarks in relation to body recoveries, but we've saved, I think, over 330 lives. The 11th of September, we had 333 call-outs, incidents that we dealt with. That was up significantly higher than last year.
It was 11 years ago. My life was absolutely nothing. I felt worthless. I felt as if I was a hindrance on my family. In the weeks of the build-up of what happened, I just kept getting worse and worse, getting under myself, quite a lot. I phoned a taxi and went to the bar. I had a pint and 2 Morgan Spiced. I remember drinking them with tears in my eyes. And the barmaid asked if I was alright, and I said I was fine. I gave her the change from £100, and I told her they put it in the charity box. And I walked across over into the middle of the bridge. I looked down and I felt calm, so I climbed over, and as I climbed over, the police pulled up. As soon as I hit the water, it was like instant regret. But there was an off-duty fireman, and the Foyle Search and Rescue team recovered me, and the ambulance and the police were all there, and I was taken to the hospital. It was like a light switch coming on. Everything started to get priorities again, and I had to prioritise myself. I could see the hurt in my mother and father's eyes. I still have my bad days, but in reflection now, it was something I just should never have done. 11 years later, and I still think about it. And being a survivor of it, it drives me to be stronger. I just take my hats off to them. They're an amazing voluntary group, and the work they do and what they have to see, the aftermath of things too. And they're an amazing organisation, and they do our city so proud.
Well, I think from my perspective, Foyle Search and Rescue seemed like a very obvious charity to use because they perform a particular role in our city and our district. And to my mind, the most important element of what they actually do is the life-saving work that they do. I mean, probably some of the more high profile is recovery work, but the important, whilst that's very, very important, I felt that they would perhaps appreciate the financial support that could come from charitable donations to the Mayor's charity. The important element of the Future Foyle project is that it will encourage people to look upon the river in a more positive light and to use it for leisure and to bring people back to seeing the river as something that we can use, that it's a strength for us. Our city had turned their backs on the river. We weren't using it at all, and it's really only in recent years that we've seen the river develop as a place where people can engage with it in a positive way, and probably most notably with the Foyle Maritime Festival, which again the City and District Council has supported since 2012. So we've had 4 different maritime festivals now at the riverfront. I think everybody agrees that's been an enormous success. And the idea is to focus on a more positive relationship with the riverfront and to introduce some interesting interventions, I think, that potentially in the future will again go towards saving lives. I want to pay particular tribute to them. This is their 25th year of operation. And that's one of the reasons, again, why I chose them as to be the Mayor's charity this year, is that it is their 25th anniversary year. And again, just to thank all of the volunteers who put so much time and effort and dedication into the work that they do in saving lives on the River Foyle.
We would like to thank the community. Our year of Singing Sea takes £135,000 a year. 85% of that comes from the public, from fundraising, from donations and stuff like that there. So we really, really appreciate your support. If they didn't support us, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. You know, so I'd like to thank the public for that.
Talk to somebody, anybody, just reach out, because if them people hadn't have been there at that time, I wouldn't have been here, you know, definitely not. So I'm just grateful for the Foyle Search and Rescue.